fellow fishermen. I just want to take a little time to go over my 2018 Sportsman 200 by G3. Go over the accessories I put on and all the people that helped me get that accomplished. This is my first new boat, and we have been very pleased. I got it in March, and we're not completely finished with it. I was hoping to be, but we're not. But we have been fishing it. First, I want to say that Blackbeard Marine did a phenomenal job with getting me through the process of owning a new boat. I highly recommend that anybody go down there that's looking for a new boat. They are great folks. They will get you through the process, and they're good people. I take my hat off to Blackbeard. All the decals that were put on the boat were done by Precision Sign and Graphics in Carl Junction, Missouri. At the end of the video, I'll take pictures of everybody's card and post it on there. He did a phenomenal job. Basically, all the decals and the lettering and everything is basically out of automotive wrap 3M, and it's been durable and it's non-fading. It's really worked good. Obviously, you guys can see a lot of added parts on my boat. It's all made out of aluminum. I did the fabrication myself. I didn't have the ability to do any of the brakes or anything like that, so I got all my metal, and all my metal braking was done by PM Fab in Joplin, Missouri. Those guys really helped me out as far as my vision that I had. They helped me put that vision into reality. There's quite a few breaks and quite a few obstacles to overcome for the look that I wanted. This on the front end of the boat is what I call the duck bill. I put that on there to basically get those light bars underneath the boat. And the reason I did that is I noticed that quite a few of the lights that are on top give a horrible glare, and then on top of that, they're in the way. I am going to put a trolling motor on there. It's one of my next steps. I don't use a trolling motor much, but I hope to get one on there. It would come in handy every once in a while. But that deck right on the front of that is just great. We fish a lot of rivers. If I get it into any brush, it's stout. It's all there. There's no bolts or anything on top of the deck, and it is very secure. Been very happy with the front of that. Kind of move towards the back of the boat. You can see my rod holders. I ended up buying fish bite rod holders. Guys are really like them. I ended up going with 030s. He was great to work with. Something that kind of sets him apart from the competitors is he worked with me, and if you'll notice on the back of my boat, I've got rights and I've got lefts. They still perform the same as his competitors, but it just kind of gives it a good classy look. All the risers are to the outside of the boat instead of all going the same way. Here again, I know they all perform the same, but just gives it that good classy look. I built these back decks. I am a family man. We like to use the boat every once in a while for recreation. Those blocks, I'll zoom in here, that are right there, those will be the mounting pedestal for the power poles. Basically, that's out of 1/2 inch aluminum I had broke and welded in, and then on the bottom side there's a 3.5 inch hole through the bottom that I'm able to access the mounting brackets to bolt them up. They're not going to go anywhere. I don't have to have those big wings that come off my motor and all that. Those power poles will mount right up to those back decks. I also put in a swim ladder. Like I said before, I like to go take the family and go tubing and whatever the boy wants to do. So we incorporated that. The other night we were out catching bait fish, and I was on the front of the boat with the cast net, and about the time that I threw the cast net, we drifted into a stump that was under the water, and off the front of the boat I went. That ladder came in handy. Instead, I was in my jeans and shirt and shoes and everything else, and it would have been tough crawling in the boat. So that ladder's really come in handy. A lot of times I put a cooler back there, just ties right in, works out really good. The back rod holder brackets, let's call them, they're all fastened down. What I did is I accessed underneath. A lot of the guys I noticed fasten them with self tappers, and I didn't feel that the material right here was thick enough for what I was fixing to put it through. So I reinforced the bottom and came up with, well, they're basically a molly, but they're for aluminum. Basically you just drill a 1/2 inch hole through the deck and through the reinforcement, and then basically you just tighten them down and they flare out. I went ahead and took this side loose so you guys could see what it looked like without. But I've got it where you just take 4 bolts out, and basically that's what it looks like with the rod holders off. And here's a picture of those inserts that I put in there. Guys, these things are hell for stout. I could pull 2 skiers off of each one of those and it wouldn't even phase them. They really turned out a lot more rigid than what we expected. All my powder coating that was done by Hawks up in Alba, Missouri, and I'll make sure I get a picture of his card and send them to you. He really did a nice job. Not only did he do all the stuff, but he went ahead and did all my fish bite hardware that came in. So all my brackets, and up here to the front one too, all my fish bite brackets are powder coated also. Really did a nice job with that. I'll just take a quick jump inside the boat, show you what it kind of looks like from the top view. One of the reasons we went with G3 is this boat is now a 21 footer, and if 4 seats are in here, the person that sits in the back can actually turn around in their seat and they're not scrunched up against that live well. That was one of the problems I have with the earlier models, is you'd turn around in your seat and you couldn't get your legs down there. Here's what the front of the boat looks like. Guys, when I'm in the captain's chair and we're cruising down the river at 50 miles an hour, it's just phenomenal how good it is to see with no glare. It's pitch black in the boat, and there is no worry about tearing my boat up. Between the lights, and I'm running a new Garmin touchscreen with lake maps. Been really happy with Garmin. If I have any questions about settings or anything of that nature, customer service has been phenomenal. I'm sure some of the other products are just as good. I just ended up going with Garmin. I've been really happy with them, and I was skeptical about the touchscreen, but we were in some terrible weather down on Texoma Lake, and it was pouring down rain, and I didn't have any problems with using a touchscreen. And what I found with the buttons, you actually don't you keep wanting to touch the screen. So with the smartphones coming along the way they are, touchscreen in my eyes is the way to go. So guys, I hope this is helpful. I hope you get something out of this. I might shoot another video when I get the power poles on there. I hope you guys enjoy it, and hope you guys have good fishing.